for one person, it's crazy amount of work, but need somebody to take the lead.
Historically, I mean, this isn't the way that things used to run, did it? Because while Jeff was with us, Jeff was never actually chair of the committee at that time, but he effectively ran Furnace Solutions.
Yeah.
And the chair was a less onerous, I would say, responsibility, in that you were literally chairing the meeting, the meetings. And I think technically, unless the rules have changed, the technical committees could choose to just elect a committee on a per meeting basis, just to keep order for the business in hand. But it doesn't. I don't think it justifies, does it, having a subcommittee, to just for
there's not enough people
There's not
attending.
enough of us, is there?
No.
It does need to and something to share out the jobs, maybe. So. See,
Well, that's gone down like a lead balloon.
Yeah, so that wasn't very helpful, but it's so really what we're looking for is in reality, the job description is we're looking for a Furnace Solutions coordinator.
Yeah, that's what it's become, hasn't it? As you say, Peter, in the last, probably since my time on the committee, because I think Neil Simpson was chair at that time when I joined.
Often had Chris, he must know somebody.
Sorry to just join as an observer here, a little bit late. I thought the meeting was at 2:30 actually, not 2:50. Got muddled. Sorry about that.
Okay, Angela.
I think you must be on the part of the agenda where you're choosing a new chair of this committee. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And who was it who's done it in the past? Is it you, Kevin?
Yes, I've been for 2.5 years, I think now. Or I think I started. I've done three Furnace Solutions in this run, and I wasn't initially chair at the start of that. We had Ian Shoveler was chair, but I think his position changed and he was struggling to come to meetings. So we didn't actually have a chair at that person, but at that time effectively. But I think that maybe, as Peter suggested, you have a chair for the meetings and somebody else to work for the Furnace Solutions for the conference. But I don't think we're going to get anything today. There's not a lot of us here.
Right. So usually there's more people here, are there?
Yeah, I was hoping for more, today.
You've had apologies, have you, Christine?
I had some apologies, yeah.
Is Chris Windle on this committee then?
Yeah, but he had a double booking with another meeting at 2:30. So he sent his apologies.
So he sent his apologies. And who else is on this committee? Is Owen on?
Owen?
I assume you mean Owen McGann?
Yeah, indeed. He's somebody I just happen to know.
Okay. He's not on this committee.
No, okay. So is there a reticence about wanting to chair it? Is it very onerous, Kevin?
Well, I think it's the chair of the committee has become sort of the organizer for the Furnace Solutions conference, and I think that's probably why people are. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. So shall we just this meeting see if anybody here would just be prepared to be the chair of the meeting, and then we'll have to consider chairing the conference. Is it very onerous to chair the conference? Is it a matter of sorting lots of things out? Because I know Christine's at the back of it, isn't she?
Yeah, well, Christine does all the logistics, but it's the organisation of the speakers really. It's what you know, there's a proportion of work between doing the speakers and the logistics is probably similar, I guess, but
yeah, oh yes, because I've run a conference. I know it's hard work. Yeah. I once chaired a conference, and it was this week in September. And in the middle of being the chair of the conference, I completely forgot my husband's birthday. So yeah, so it just shows you how much your mind has got to be on it for that. Certainly for the week when it's happening and everything. Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, maybe do you think, Christine, the thing is to try and see if we can have of the people here a chair of actually just this committee? Is that a good start? And not any expectations on the conference yet?
Alan? What are your thoughts? You've been around for an awful long time. You know what goes on.
Yeah,
I don't.
And I'm not sure what I'm going to. With what I'm planning for the end of this year to do with work, I'm not sure where I'm going to be beginning of next year. So I'd rather not get involved at this stage.
I'm also having younger people than me, to be honest. I don't know who Daniel and Peter and Liam and Deng Wei. I don't know where you're all from, but I mean, do you have any interest at all in just chairing the meeting at least?
So I just stop now and tell everybody that Angela's our new president.
Because
I don't think a lot of you have met her.
I think we've exchanged emails, haven't we, Kevin? Because it was very difficult for me when I was invited to come to your conference and then I couldn't. I had to give back word. So I apologise about that. My husband's just had a double heart bypass surgery. 14th, it was put back actually to 14th of June. So we're just getting over that in our family at the minute. But so I'm doing this from home, clearly.
To answer your question, just so you know a bit of my background, I retired from the industry, glass container industry, 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And I've recently moved out of the Yorkshire area down near, so I'm now, well, I'm still not completely moved, but I'm living in Cambridge. But I've been near Cambridge, but I've been approached in the past to consider the position of chair, and after giving it quite a lot of thought a few years ago, I decided that for a number of reasons it wasn't for me. But I would absolutely agree with you. I think we do need someone younger.
I think
someone the other side of 60 probably.
That's me out.
Deng, where are you located?
I'm from Sheffield Hallam University, working in Paul Bingham's group.
In whose group, sorry?
Paul Bingham, Professor Paul Bingham.
Oh, Paul Bingham's group.
Yeah.
Are you representing Paul here?
No, I present myself.
Very good. So you're interested in the industrial side of things. That's really great. But I guess you also are fairly temporary here and perhaps not quite an industrialist. I don't know. You're on the interface between university and industry.
I'm a kind of between academia and industry, jump from here to there to find opportunities. I would say it's quite interesting.
So you know where I'm going next. I'm going to Liam and Daniel. Liam, you're at Scunthorpe. I have a good friend who lives near Scunthorpe. Are you with a company there then?
Yes, so I'm a general manager of a company called Calimite, who basically supply raw materials into the glass industry. Basically the plants run that Scunthorpe. We take the process the slag from the steelworks in Scunthorpe, clean that, process that, and then
the slag does have some silica in it, doesn't it? So is that of interest to the glass industry? I did all the thermodynamic calculations for that when I was teaching at Sheffield University, and was quite astounded at how it affected the heat things within Yeah, and so you actually recycle that. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Very green.
yeah.
Very
So
green of you.
we sell that into the glass industry in the UK and
Fantastic.
overseas. Yeah.
So you're right in the thick of it at the start of the process, in a way. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know where Daniel's from either. Daniel, are you local?
I'm local to SGT, but I'm not local to other places. I'm actually work for Glass Futures. So
oh right, that's the big. I don't know anything about Glass Futures. It sounds fantastic, but I don't know anything about it. So you have a bird's eye view of a lot of industries, then, I guess.
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, I came from an academic background, but I'm steadily getting more involved in the industry side of things. I think from my perspective, in terms of like volunteering for things, I'd probably need to think about it a bit longer than in a 1 hour meeting. So maybe if we could send out the kind of request after this meeting, then
good idea, because then we can include all the people who aren't here as well. So I think that's an excellent idea. Let's do that. But honestly, I'm looking at Liam and Daniel and thinking, wow, we're so lucky to have you both on this committee. And would you be prepared to have more leadership on it? Do you meet very often, this committee?
It's generally probably once every 2 months or 6 weeks, depending on the time of the year.
Right. And is it mainly geared towards planning for the conference, or are
pretty
there other
much? It's
that's all we do, isn't it?
It really, yes. In the last several years, it's predominantly Furnace Solutions. Yeah.
Right, I see. So that's probably a bit of an issue. So what do you think about that, Christine? We send around a missive after this meeting.
Do you want to put some words together that are more forthcoming than me, because I've already emailed everybody and they've had a reminder when I asked them about this meeting, and it's on the agenda that everybody's seen.
And you're very fierce.
I think you are as well, and you could sign it off as our president, you see, instead of just me and me.
Yeah.
How about me and Kevin get together and just put a wording together afterwards? Would that be all right with you, Kevin?
Yeah.
And also, would you be prepared, Kevin, if somebody else did step up to support that person? Certainly as the executive.
I think for a while, certainly, yes. I think with Furnace Solutions side of things, have been fairly organised with spreadsheets and things of what to do and when and things, and I'm happy to share that. Any to give any support.
That sounds excellent.
For sure, but I feel three Furnace Solutions, and it's time for somebody with some fresh ideas to carry it to go forward with it now.
Yeah, totally understand how you feel, but it's great if you could give some ongoing support. That would be super.
Yeah.
So, but you're chairing this meeting, are you?
Well, it looks like I think we'll continue for today's meeting.
If you don't mind. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. So I haven't seen the agenda or studied it carefully, so I'll hand over to you and I'll shut up now, unless I've got any questions, if that's all right.
Yeah, I think now really is just a review of Furnace Solutions. We've got a few things listed just to talk about. Okay. First thing really was the preceding day at World of Glass, which included the training session given by Neil Simpson this year, and the Mellor lecture. I think Neil's session went down well. For the Institute of Mining and Materials, I think it was pretty poorly attended, to be honest, by them. I was expecting to see hopeful to see a few more people in the room, but anyway, that's that covered for. We're due to do that again in 3 years or 4 years. I'm not sure quite which. But of course, that the lecture given by Andy Reynolds, which went down well. this time, and if for the future, if it's considered we want to continue with the training session, again, as on the preceding day, maybe you could incorporate a tour of the museum into that afternoon instead of because we won't be doing the Mellor lecture again for several years. Does everybody think that was a valid addition to the conference to do that on the preceding day?
I had a wander around the museum. It looked quite interesting. They've got some. It's not a big museum. It wouldn't be a big tour, but they've got some interesting bits and pieces there. And they already do tour. They already have organised tours.
Yeah. Is it the Pilkington Museum that you're talking about?
The World of Glass is connected to the original Pilkington.
Yeah. I guess I've been there.
Site.
Yeah.
So there's a tour around. They've got the parts of the original Siemens furnace. It's an interesting tour. It's worth a wander. I think it would be worth a tour. But it'd be a one-off though.
Oh yeah,
you have to decide how to fund that as well, because the stuff at the Mellor lecture and everything was sponsored by 3 sponsors, which was Thieves, DSF, and Stewart.
The training was given as a freebie, wasn't it, to entice a few more people to the main conference? But
it was the cost of World of Glass, weren't it?
It was the cost of World of Glass,
and they're not very well off neither, so they're not going to give us anything for cheap, kind of thing.
No, but I think that previously Stuart had done some training last year at Glass Futures, and we thought with hosting the Mellor lecture this time we'd do something different, and use the World of Glass. But as I say, if it wasn't for the sponsorship, we would have lost money on that, wouldn't we, Christine?
I think there were only 2 people that booked that separately. All the rest of the people that were there were people that were coming to the conference anyway and just ticked it on the conference. There was a different way to go in for the IOM people so that I could see who they were, and there were 2. That's it. Which
the Mellor lecture as such is probably not worthwhile continuing with, but that's up to whoever is the committee in 3 years' time, isn't it? So.
Yeah, but IOM should take some responsibility for that as well, because it's supposed to be with them, for them.
Yeah. And it was poorly advertised until we gave them a push, wasn't it?
It wasn't easy to find then, was it? When we went looking for it, it wasn't easy to find.
Yeah, it is surprising when Mellor was supposed to be one of the founding members of the Institute. He was one of the materials people founders, wasn't he?
I don't know that actually. I'm a member of the Institute of Materials, Mellor. I don't know of any processes named after this person.
Well, I think from my point of view, the training bit worked well. I don't think it would necessarily. I think it's World of Glass one of those places where if you've been once, you've sort of been, haven't you? So if it's the same people going every single time, then it could be anywhere really. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't really attract people from anywhere else. So
Liam, what was the point of the training? What were people being trained upon then? What was the training?
It was Neil Simpson. Did some training.
I've never met actually, but I see his name everywhere. Famous guy.
Yes, so Neil was. It was about sort of process and process control and
Yeah, it was oxygen in
Oxygen,
in glass melting.
So was it redox properties then?
No, it was oxygen used as with the fuel.
Oh, with the fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fuel can change the
combustion
redox.
expert.
Sorry?
No, he's more of a combustion expert.
3/4.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I dropped out there. I don't know what. I've turned my camera off to see if I can.
I don't think I've
it's a signal
spoken
thing.
to you, Matthew, at all. I'm so sorry. Where are you from?
Don't worry, I'm in the car. I run Little Nuts trading recycling business, which is based in Chester, but I do a lot of work in Scotland.
Well, come on, I just destroyed it.
I am the right side of 60, but only for about another 10 weeks. So
Generous, that was good.
We're not proud.
So I was keeping my head down because I just don't have time to put towards it, make it work. Right. I mean, that might change, but at the moment I'm just flat out with work.
Yeah, it's always a balance, isn't it? Because all of this is voluntary. Do get it, but it's a lovely way to network and have a bit of an influence on things. So, what about the fact that electric furnaces are coming in? What about all of that, or even hydrogen furnaces? Was that tackled at this conference?
The Mellor Memorial Lecture was about electricity in melting, and I think hydrogen was covered in one of the papers, wasn't it, in the conference?
Yeah, because hydrogen is one of the futuristic things, isn't it, with water coming out the exhaust. So, yeah. Interesting. I wish I'd been able to attend the conference, and I hope I can next year to get more of a flavour. It's an unknown part of the SGT to me, so fascinating. Right in the thick of the industry. It's fantastic. So you were going to report back, weren't you, Christine, to the steering committee on various questions to do with the conference. So it's good to hear everybody's viewpoint here. And were the papers interesting at the conference? Yeah, you enjoyed
feedback, said it. I've sent the feedback out to everybody. Everybody's had a copy of the feedback. Bit disappointing there were only 23, but all in all, it seems good. It's just the food. The conference itself was all good. I will tackle the food.
What was 23? How many delegates were there?
There was 119.
Oh my goodness! So it is a popular thing, isn't it? Wow. That's bigger than the Cambridge one. Yeah.
Sorry, Angela. Can everybody hear me now? I've been dropping in and out here. Is
it Kevin?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay, I'll turn my camera back on and try that. But
you may be overloading the bandwidth or something.
Yeah, I was back in just now, but nobody was moving, so I could tell it all pictures.
Yeah, you suddenly realise it's you.
Yeah, I think it's this end. I think it's our connection.
So that's fantastic, Christine. It sounds as if the feedback has been excellent, Kevin, on what you achieved this year. So thank you.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. That's further down the feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can somebody?
You're going out of line, Angela. You're going out of line. Kevin, get on with being a chairman.
Right. Okay. So, I put down presenters and papers as the the next line. I don't know if we want to go through this and skip backwards to and from our feedback document, because presenters and papers seem to be, for the most part, received very well. There was a comment that other glass types, example glass wool, could be covered, but to say that glass wool is fairly rare. So I think overall, I think we got a good balance there. If everybody, any thoughts?
Yeah. Well, you said it was just containers, but there was flat glass stuff there as well. So I I know we didn't cover fiberglass, but we have done in the past. It's a question of what papers we can prize out of people.
Yes, yeah, and we as it turned out, we didn't have any spares just before any spare presenters, did we? At the last minute, we called in our reserve speaker just prior to the event, and that's always the difficulty, trying to fill 2 days. You need 14 papers.
We are furnace solutions as well, and the fibre boys do use furnaces, and they do have the same issues with combustion, electric, emissions, refractories that container and float do. So that whatever I read that comment and I thought, well, hey, there is quite a lot of crossover here, actually, because we're not talking about product manufacture.
No. It's true. Yeah, very true. Okay, there was also a comment about a discussion session as we'd done previously, which, yes, it would have been nice to have had something in, but struggling to come up with something, so that was why it wasn't in this time. So,
yeah, we did have a suggestion late on, but by which time it was too late to incorporate it.
Yeah.
So perhaps that suggestion could be carried forward, maybe. And when I go to conferences, it's really great when you get a panel of people sitting in front, and it sparks all sorts of ideas and things, doesn't it? And people tend to be more open than perhaps they would be otherwise, and the whole thing is great. Yeah. So perhaps if you have that suggestion somebody made at the last minute, that could be one of the suggestions for next time. I think it makes it a very interactive. So did you say you had 14 papers altogether, or were there more than that?
14.
And do you have any plans for those to be published in Glass Technology? Because that's something we've been discussing at steering.
They are published.
I know they're normally power. Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, that is. So they're on the website. They are published on the website. There's another. It's further down the minutes, but let's go there while we're on the subject. That they're available to members, and Christine, Lisa was going to do a link, wasn't she, for attendees? I haven't seen anything.
We have made everybody that came to the conference that wasn't an SGT member what we call a Furnace Solutions 19 member. Therefore, they've all had an email saying that what papers we've got are up, and they've all had the login details.
Okay.
So what form do these papers take, Kevin? Are they PowerPoint slides or are they a written document?
They're PDFs of PowerPoint presentations. Because
right, so they've not been turned into prose. They're mainly pictures and some later words.
Really, yes.
Yes. Because there's some talk about publishing something in Glass Technology and how to do that. But everybody was saying, well, it's difficult to get people to write things down, you know.
Yeah, we have in the past actually asked for them to give a written version of the paper, but to be honest, it's fallen on deaf ears. I think very poor response.
I think we've got the Turkish paper. They are quite happy to get it published as a paper.
So when you do the call for papers, how do people submit an abstract then? Do they do just a very short abstract, or how
mostly yes, it's short. So, some abstracts are a little longer, but mostly short. Yes.
Because what we did with the Cambridge conference was to have it more like a page. It can still be very brief. And then that would go as a long abstract to be published in Glass Technology, kind of from the start. But I mean, do you see that as a non-starter? You have great experience with how industrial people want to work with such things. You know, I mean, would that be a non-starter, or is that a possibility?
I don't know, mate. I think you possibly get some response on it. I don't know how good it would be, how many would want to take that up. But
yeah, some people have sent actually a separate attachment to an email, but others have just written a paragraph or even only a sentence in an email to describe their paper.
Yeah,
People are busy, aren't they? People are busy.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yes.
that is
I'm
definitely.
there's a number of us here who have presented at Furnish Solutions, and I think Furnish Solutions was always imagined as being something slightly less, what's the word, formal than a conference, and was designed to appeal to industrial people. And I know, when you got a full-time job to do, just knocking together a PowerPoint presentation
It is enough.
is a fair enough amount of work.
Yes, indeed.
Most of us have been out of academia for many, many, many years and are not used to knocking out papers. And it's a lot of your own personal time to put it into prose. So, and there's a number of people. I mean, the PowerPoint, tends to fall into two classes, doesn't it? There's the people who, write everything they're going to say and put it on the slides in incredibly small font and then read it. And there's other people who will just put a couple of bullet points and pictures and talk to the pictures. And really, every time they give a presentation, it will be slightly different. So it'd be very difficult to turn someone's verbal presentation into prose. I think it would put a lot of people off if they had to present a paper, wouldn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so. It's an awful lot more work, isn't it? It's on top of putting a PowerPoint together.
We operate. Furnish Solutions doesn't, like you kind of alluded to, Peter. It doesn't operate in the same way as like the annual conference in September, for example. So all of the talks are effectively invited because we ask people if they'd be willing to give a talk, whereas obviously you have invited speakers at the SGT annual conference, but most of the speakers are doing that because it's a benefit to them to get to the conference and deliver their presentation and get to network in the same way. Where that isn't the same for Furnish Solutions, really. In some ways, it's almost people are doing favors to the conference by coming and giving a presentation because it isn't a benefit to them in the same way that it's a benefit to a postdoc to do a presentation.
Yeah, but the quid pro quo is to meet up with like-minded people, isn't it, and exchange ideas, I guess. But does that mean it tends to be more mid-career people who come along, mid to late career people who come along, rather than youngsters like we get PhD students at the other one, people really at the beginning? Does that not really happen in Furnish Solutions?
No, it doesn't. It tends a lot of the easiest papers to get from suppliers wanting to advertise something.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but we have.
It's all information, isn't it? It's all communication.
It's all information. But I think my view over the last several Furnish Solutions is that if I can get a glass manufacturer to come and give a presentation about what their, his group or company are doing, that's worth several suppliers' presentations.
That's how you would rank it, yeah.
And that's how I've targeted it.
I think
it's
the other thing that happens, which we don't always talk about, is the fact I think a number of people, particularly from industry, will reveal things or give information verbally in a Furnish Solutions conference, which will not be in the copy of the PowerPoint that gets put on the website.
Oh yeah,
and that's the reason we join these conferences, because it's those snippets that are so valuable, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And it's like the discussions over the coffees and teas don't get publicised either. Although we obviously have to be careful about that.
Yes. But I wonder if do you think they'd object to therefore being recorded and having webinars? A webinar is where you have like a recorded lecture that will be on the SGT website, but maybe that's a step too far and it will put people off saying things.
We've been there, done that during COVID.
And how did it go? People were pleased to interact because everybody was so lonely.
Yeah, but there's no money to be made in it.
No, we did it.
That's what we need to do.
COVID as training, really, rather than a substitute for the conference. And we had the ability on the committee at that time to handle the logistics of it, which we don't now. So we would have to pay for that service currently. And
interesting. Thank you so much.
That
for being
is
so
something
open.
we should.
I'm learning a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on, Alan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something we have looked at. We would like to do training webinars, monthly intervals over the winter, but the cost of and setting up, we don't have the expertise to put a webinar together. We could probably get enough people to fill the training sessions, but we don't have the people. We don't have the skill set to actually put a webinar on.
And Alan, I think I'm right in saying that there are commercial organisations out there who are actually making money out of this. You know, I would imagine Celsius and some of the other people who are in business with all the professional broadcasting webinar equipment, who provide expensive training packages to corporate clients. You know, so what we do for free, if you wanted to, you know, have a half-day course on glass technology, could cost you hundreds, if not thousands. You know, if depending on the number of attendees, and we're not really in that market, I don't think.
No.
Yeah. Interesting to hear your views. Thank you. Yeah, that's very good. I'll shut up now and let Kevin get on with the agenda.
Okay. Next agenda item is our booklet that we did this year. Angela, previously we've just done a flyer giving a timetable for the event, which we've handed out as people sign in. But this year we prepared I think it was about 32-page booklet, which, as well as the timetable, give abstracts of the presenters, pictures of the presenters.
Yeah. So you got
and places to take notes for the presentations. And personally, I think that was a very valid addition, and went down very well.
Would that not just go into glass technology as is? I guess
maybe.
Perhaps we need permission from the people who donated the abstracts for that to happen. So that's something that Christine could send me, and I could have a little flip through. That would be fantastic, if you don't mind, Christine. Okay. Thank you. That sounds like a really good step forward, actually, for future years, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think anybody else
well received, but we do have to be well organised to get it.
Oh yes, yeah.
A lot of work for
there were some glaring errors in it.
Unusually, this year we had our lineup, you know, several weeks in advance. You know, in the last couple of previous years, we would have struggled to do the booklet because we were still putting things together very late. This year, it came together. We were quite organised and got everything together in good time. But
you started early or something? Did you start earlier in the year?
I think so, and I think it was starting early, and you know, benefit of previous experience as well. So it was,
yeah.
Does anybody have any thoughts for the booklet on, you know, how to go forward with that in the future? Is it improvements for it?
I think it was okay for me.
Yeah,
I thought it was good, aside from my bio being of somebody completely different. No idea who it was, but it wasn't me.
There was somebody else that had same, and I've been through all the emails, and it's David's error. Not that he'll put his hands up to it.
Well, human error, but by the time we got into glass technology, we can iron all of that out.
We can correct that. Yeah.
I mean, I think to have gone to all the work of producing a booklet that everybody's giving the thumbs up to, except one person, then maybe that's something that could easily, smoothly flip into glass technology as an information thing. But shall we just both of us have a think about that, Kevin? Because you obviously are the person who's instigated that, and I'll have a read of it and see what we think.
But yeah, you have a look. It was actually David's suggestion, I think, initially, and
Very good.
we moved forward. It was, for me, it was really good. I think it was a.
It's nice to have something in your hand that's a memory that you can look up and see who said what and contact them if you want. Yeah. It's just a bit. It's just something, isn't it? That kind of revives what you experienced. Yeah, it is important.
Okay. The next point that we put down was lunches, and looking at the comments.
It wasn't well received.
No, the Wednesday lunch seemed to, I don't know, maybe something to consider for next time.
What was it, like hospital food or something? Because we've just experienced hospital food in my family.
I think well, I don't know. I think generally hospital food's a lot better than it used to be. I had a visit a couple of years ago, and from my local hospital, it was okay. But can't speak for others. But yeah, yeah, I think it was. What do we say? So there were tempura style vegetables and things fried, and I didn't think it. I thought it was very nice, but there were a few comments about a bit more fresh fruit and veg. And there was I think that while we're on the food, the Jeff Evans dinner, there was a comment that the menu was the same as the year before, which it wasn't.
You have a right to reply.
No, we did. I don't know. We had a quite stodgy pud, which was, I think, probably from some of our people that are more used to travelling, and people not from the UK probably felt that was not.
Another comment about the dinner, Kevin, was that there was a lot of space.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't understand that, because people book to go to that dinner. I give the venue the numbers. If people don't turn up, there's going to be spaces.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about it.
No, but it was most people attended the dinner, didn't they, Christine? I think there were one complete table empty. There were a table empty, but most. Sorry, to phrase that again. I think most attendees booked, although some didn't turn up. You can't. Yeah, that's it. You can't do anything about that, can you?
Nope.
Yeah, as long as they paid.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I think if you did have hotel. Yeah, I think quite a few people did have hotel issues and things, didn't they? I think, speaking to a lot of people in the room.
They did what, Liam?
There was a lot of hotel issues.
In what sense?
And yeah, there was quite a lot of hotel issues. I think one hotel in particular had a bit of problems there. They had to get moved to another hotel, and I think there isn't many hotels in St Helens either, is there? So I think quite a few people were travelling in bits and bobs as well. So that's maybe why I was a bit further down.
I believe there was a power cut across kind of northern St Helens and north from there, and several people who were staying, I think, at Haydock were impacted by that. They had to find another hotel because the hotel had no power at all. I think some of the British Glass guys and some of the Ardagh guys had they basically had to find somewhere else to stay in between the end of the thing. So they just didn't. They either arrived quite late or they just didn't arrive at all. I think there was at least kind of maybe 5, 10, a dozen people affected by that at least. I would say.
Yeah, well, that would be most of the table. It would be a table, I guess. So
yeah,
sort of an act of God, isn't it? There's nothing you can do about these things.
Yeah.
But do you have the lunches and the dinner provided by the same people each year?
At the venue, yes.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you feel able to give them some feedback, Christine, on more fresh produce at lunch? It seems as if people want fresher.
I think.
Yeah, well, if we go ahead with the same venue next year, it will get sorted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a balance, isn't it? We've got other options, but obviously puts the prices up. So
we have to look at that as well.
Yeah.
And no stodgy puds. Except my husband loves stodgy puds. He loves anything that reminds him of school puddings.
Yeah.
So it's spotted dick and all this kind of. Yeah.
Okay, the tour of Glass Futures and the Glass Futures extended slot before seem to be generally well received.
So Daniel, did you organise that? Was that you?
I mean, the tour was mainly arranged between Christine and then Louise, who's our executive administrator. So that a lot of that was done by others. I helped give tours, but
Okay.
I didn't organise that.
Sorry to interject, Kevin. I just wanted to make the connection there.
Okay, yeah. We were hopeful the furnace would be running this year, and it looked to be going that way until. But
yeah, you and me both, Kevin.
Yeah.
Is Glass Futures then a new designer furnace? Is that the heart of it?
It's we're a research centre, but with industrial scale research. So we have our own furnace of 30 tons a day, which is solely for research purposes. Wow. We're a little delayed in starting up. It is currently now at least warm. It's you can see a glow coming from it now, which is nice.
Is it container or is it flat? Container, presumably.
The initial output will be roll plate glass, so flat glass, but then we'll move to container production after that, probably early next year. But yeah, so glass out this month is the aim, but there's still a few hurdles to get over, but it is starting to get hot. And as soon as there's basically one final big hurdle to get over, as soon as we're over that, then we'll have glass out within a week or so of that. So
will it still be ongoing at the next Glass Futures conference?
Or with
it's
every
not a Glass
appendage
Futures
crossed.
Conference.
Sorry,
it's not
Furnace
our
Solutions
conference.
Conference. Sorry, Christy.
We just SGT conference. But yes, with everything crossed, we hope to. If we're not still running next year, that's not good.
Thank you.
Okay, this time, last year's conference, we had a withdrawal of a paper and we finished slightly early. This year, we plan to finish mid-afternoon to hopefully try and avoid the last speaker or two presenting to an empty room. They're finishing early, and I was disappointed to see that an awful lot of people did leave at lunchtime still. It's just a shame for the last presenters, but I don't know. Bringing it to the earlier finish didn't seem to improve the numbers in the room for the last presentations.
Do you think the panel discussion that you talked about, could that be something pegged for that final just after lunch day? I don't know.
It may be something for the future. It because the panel certainly I think would be a draw, and maybe to work
like a wrap
that.
up of the conference as well, wouldn't it? It'd be like a wrap up.
Yeah.
So it might be a nice thing to do at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, potentially, Kevin, could we have like a later, make everyone stay have a slightly later lunch than a panel discussion that then leave. Have like a half one lunch or one. I can't remember what time lunch was, to be honest. But if it was like a 1 p.m. I don't know, half one lunch.
So what's your strategy with making it half one? Just to
make people stay, yeah.
Because they'll stay for the food that they paid for.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, because obviously you're going to get some people leave, but it was just disappointing in the number that did leave early.
Yeah, to be fair, it was 1 p.m. actually. I've just got the booklet in front of me. Yeah, it was 1 p.m. anyway, actually.
Yeah. It's obviously, unfortunately, I was unable to make it this year, but I think it's always been a feature, hasn't it, that you lost quite a reasonable percentage. Some of it's excusable because of planes and trains. If people have come in from abroad, if your flight is at 6 o'clock in the evening and the next flight is at 6 o'clock the following day, their company's not going to pay for them to sit in a hotel and mooch around at Manchester for a day. So I can understand that. And there's also people who've had to drive, back home that evening.
Yeah.
They've got to be back in the office or in the factory at 6 or 7 o'clock the following morning, and don't really want to be battling through M62 traffic or M1 traffic at rush hour on a weekday.
So in your view, Peter, what is the golden time to finish the conference? In your view, is it 2 o'clock or half 2, 3 o'clock?
谢谢你啊，
I think the way it always used to be, as it stands,
可不可以啊？
works for me. I think the statement I'm making is trying to make excuses for people, but there will always be people who will go early. I think if you're motivated to stay there to the end, the other thing it's worth mentioning, I think, is that we announced the Michael Garvey Award at the end of the afternoon, so that's an incentive for any presenters and maybe their company representatives to attending to stay for that award, and it's only courtesy as well, I think, to stay to the end. But if some people want to go early, they'll go early, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you think that the companies pay for your attendance at this conference, and would they consider paying for younger people to come for experience, or do you think that's not what companies would do?
It's always been a sore point with me. I mean, the company I used to work for, no secret, it was Ardagh. They invest a lot in people and training, but I always had a beef because the training was invariably, management, accounting, presentation skills. And when you started talking about continual professional development, technical skills, I think HR's impression was, what are you talking about?
Oh dear.
You've gone to university, you've got your degree, you've done an apprenticeship,
Oh dear.
you're competent technically.
Yeah.
And it's I struggled for many years to try and persuade people working in the furnace area to to go to the boss and ask for time off, because the glass industry doesn't carry a lot of slack. These people work hard, and it's the summer. So if your second in command's off on his annual leave in June, or other key managers are off, they're unlikely to say, your boss is unlikely to say, yes, you can have 2 days going swanning off to a conference, wasting your time. But who's going to run the department when you've got,
Yes.
2 hourly off and someone off sick and someone and your junior person is not available? There's always a reason why, but I could never. I always had difficulty, persuading plant management to let 2 key people from one department go at the same time. Because the younger person would normally, if the furnace manager went, it would be his supervisor or team leader or technician that would go to the conference with him, and that would be practically the whole management of the department that's been taken out.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, we've got to get our thinking caps on that one. Yeah, it's horrible because at the university, the administrators seem to run everything and tell us what to do. And it sounds as if HR, similarly, the administrators are just not seeing the point. And we have this at the university continuously. I don't think they even understand what research is,
My view is slightly jaundiced, but that was my impression.
Interesting, but it's good to have the hard facts. Yeah, interesting. I mean, industry has to make money, doesn't it? Unlike the universities that kind of bumble along. So it is a very different, scenario. I do
CPD. I could just never get that point across to any of the managers I had, directors that I worked for in my last few years. They couldn't see that was giving people time to go out, go to conferences, visit suppliers, and
It's the cost benefit, isn't it? It's
they couldn't see the
time is
benefit.
money. Yeah, time is money. Yeah, I understand. Thank you. Yeah, Liam, do you agree?
Yeah.
Looking thoughtful.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, Kevin.
Yeah, we're looking at I've got two items here, the numbers and fees, and I think the numbers we dropped, I think 8 people from last year's conference.
Yeah, we had 119 this year and we had 127 last year.
Very healthy numbers, nevertheless.
I think we did put the fees up for this year, so hopefully, you know, when we come to talking about their profit and loss, we're a little bit better off. But I think the industry is in a bit of a downturn at the moment as well, so you know, you can take either or both of those factors into that.
I did rope in some corporate members though, so they could get in cheaper.
Yes, yeah. I was hoping we were going to increase numbers this year, but it looked really good early on. As Christine was checking on the registrations on the run up, and we were probably 2 and 3 months before the conference, we were in a better position than last year, but there were less late entries. So as I say, I think that's possibly down to the sort of slight downturn into the industry. And there were a couple of we had a comment from Gary Barber about the fees going up, but I don't know if any others shared that that idea. But we resisted the temptation.
We resisted Aaron's suggestions
to attempts to try and put them up vastly. I think that would have been wrong. We would have lost people.
Sorry, I totally missed that because I had to deal with something. What was the problem? Sorry.
At a committee meeting fairly late last year, we were discussing fees, and Aaron was very much pushing us for some very large increases to boost the society's funds. But we agreed to a much lesser level to try and get a balance, because we felt quite cheap, but so we were justifiable in increasing the fees, but we didn't want to go to a level that would turn people away.
So what did you do? Did you do 3.5% inflation in the end?
No, we were. I don't know. It's certainly more than that. It was. I don't know. We were probably around 15% or something like that. We made a bigger increase for the single day attendances and less of an increase for people that were attending for the 2 days.
Very good. Yeah, sliding scale.
Do you want to get closer?
I don't know. Again, that's for the committee for next year, but probably I don't know, hold the figures or something. But anyway, that's not mine.
Yeah, I compared the prices against the American Furnace Glass Problems Conference, and we're actually slightly more expensive than them.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But theirs won't include any food at all, whereas ours. I don't think I've ever been to an American conference and they provide food, but maybe Glass Problems is different.
There were. I don't know whether you had to buy them. Last time I went, there was definitely lunches.
Okay.
It's unusual for America. I agree, Daniel.
It's usually more expensive, and you get nothing.
Yeah, I can't remember whether they were paid for. You had to book them separately, but it was definitely conference lunch there.
But it sounds as if because you still had good attendance, sounds as if you pitched it correctly, Kevin.
Yeah, I think we virtually held the numbers. It was.
你们别闹了，好吧？我们好坐会儿作业写完了吗？
That's great. Okay. From the chair. Wow. Very good.
好，安静在外面啊，就在外面这一圈。对，你也安静点啊。对前不要吵，要不要
？OK。The income generated was 37,000, and the expenditure was 16,000. which is a surplus of 21,000, but I've got £2,700 worth of invoices unpaid that I've chased this morning. So that would make it. That would make it nearly.
Kevin, your last conference is highly successful.
That would make it nearly 24,000 when that money comes in.
That is fantastic return for the hard work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's what happens when we don't let Aaron get his own way.
Yeah.
Not that you're biased, Christine.
No, I'm not biased. Not in the least. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I just think you've made some very sensible decisions, and it's been very successful. And it's a pity to lose you when you're just at the height of your powers. But I guess there's a lot of combined experience here. Yeah.
There's a lot of support there to do that. It wasn't I can't.
So is it this committee mainly that supported you on it?
Yes. Well, we discuss things every meeting, and then I must admit, I do feel that when I'm we'll look for ideas which I think were falling, and from my side, and I will say it, fell a little bit short. Some people were coming up with suggestions, but generally, I think the committee has. Attendance and meetings and input, it has been down of late. As a general comment, there are certainly people, the hardcore people that do input, but there are other members we don't see much or hear much of.
The steering committee, I've recently invited 2 industrial people onto the steering committee, and I find that when you invite people, they seem quite pleased to come along, because it is just the Teams thing, isn't it, and so on. No travel and no big chunks of time, and maybe we're overrunning a bit here, but
we do need to get some more young blood on this committee.
We need to think constructively about drawing people in, and people are usually very happy if they feel honoured to have been invited on, so sorry, carry on. I'll shut up.
Well, we're not going to get any comments from sponsors because, unfortunately, Chris is not able to attend.
Chris says he hasn't been in contact with them. He's very sorry, and he will get on with it. That was what his email said.
Yeah. Well, again, that's quite important to see how the sponsors saw the event, isn't it? For they're going to be back next year. That's what we need. I think
attract more sponsors as well.
Well, yes. Yeah, certainly. We've covered the links for papers. I think that takes us on to any other business, and anything from anybody.
Yeah, one thing for me after looking through all the feedback and everything, and what I saw when I was there, I do wonder if it would benefit from moving location, to be honest. Somewhere a bit more central, maybe. A few reasons for it. There's quite a lot of people were on. I think every negative was generally around the venue and things. I mean, it's been there for a few years now. I think Glass Futures had the tours of their. Daniel might be it's better than me, but how open will Glass Futures be going forward to tours? It maybe would depend on what they were doing at any one point in time. Maybe, I don't know. So that might be out the window going forward. And then the different obviously it's a lot better if you can get glass makers there. All the glass makers that are around that region don't attend. NSERC haven't been for last God knows how long. NSG maybe get 1 or 2 people max. No one from Knauf goes. I'm just wondering if it would be beneficial to move it somewhere into the Yorkshire region, where in a time when the glass industry is struggling a little bit, people might be able to not have hotel costs and travel there and back in one day and things like that, as well. So maybe a few potential benefits for me. I don't know. It might also help with attendees as well. If people, like I said, Gary Barber didn't want to come because of cost. I suspect that was more. Possibly put the hotel and everything in the mix as well. But
that was a comment made by Neil Simpson as well about he used Hallam for one of his. and was saying that maybe we should move there because it's a lot cheaper to go there as well. And obviously we get back under the umbrella of no VAT, because at the moment I can't charge VAT out to anybody attending my conference. And if I go to a venue that is not under that umbrella, which the rugby stadium isn't, so I get charged VAT on that.
Okay.
Now,
Really?
I fought with World of Glass to get the VAT taken off that because they're a charity, but they didn't know anything about it. I had to basically show them where to go and how to do it to get the VAT taken off that invoice. But there's a lot of VAT on the bill from St Helens, as you can imagine. And we can't, we as a charity are what we call partially exempt. So that does not mean I can claim all my VAT back every quarter. Only some months, depending on the amount of income and expenditure I've had and where it's come from.
Yeah, I mean, Sheffield Hallam might work quite well, as to be honest, if that is the case, because it's well connected by rail, where St Helens isn't. Let's be honest, the people are leaving early, and that M62 is a bit of a nightmare, to be honest.
No, you get the people. Lee Rumford and his gang. What did he fetch? 5. They drive there and back each day.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I mean, exactly. Yeah, that's sort of my point.
Because that's cheaper than a hotel.
Yeah. It maybe does make sense to move it. And then obviously, I suppose now we have to pay for all the sound and everything else. I suppose if it was at Hallam, maybe thinking out loud now. But then I suppose they've got lecture theatres. They've got everything already there.
I think just one thing we've had problems with sound. We must be very careful to. I guess it's more not to go backwards.
Can't afford to go backwards on that one.
It's taken us a while to get that one cracked, but that's the only comment from me. It's
I think it's a very good suggestion. It's something we ought to consider. Furnace Solutions, remind me, folks, has always been over on the left-hand side of the country, hasn't it?
Well, we were at Lucidian the first time when we had 47 people there.
Yeah. Hang on, that's Lucidian.
Peram, Stoke.
Yeah. So it's the other side of the
that's the only other place it's been.
Yeah, because we had that venue for free, basically, didn't we? Yeah.
We only paid for the food.
Yeah.
And,
You muted, Angela.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, Deng Wei, if it comes to Hallam, you'll be the person.
Yeah, definitely. If we can hold this event,
you in if that's the decision. Yeah,
that's all I play. Definitely. Yeah.
And you are young enough, so that would be good.
Okay.
Would that affect that's the university, is it you're talking about?
University. Yeah.
Would it have to be outside term time?
To be honest, right now, I don't know, because it's a really big idea to move the conference over here. So we need to find proper places for this conference, I would say.
But you would use the halls of residence as accommodation, so we'd need the students out of the halls of residence, wouldn't we? We've run things.
I don't think the industry would take that.
Oh, really? They'd rather have
I think you're right, Christine. It's a lot of people attending Furnace Solutions. You'll get we're trying to get the people from the factories for sure, but a lot of the people that travel with their profession wouldn't want to.
They want the 5-star treatment. Do they?
They want the
I think
hotel.
Going back to Liam's original, and that is, I think there would be more people who would be able to maybe get a day pass.
Yeah.
That's an excellent solution, Liam. Proposal. Thank you very much for making it. It seems as if everybody's thinking that's a positive.
I think there are some people. I can think, if I was a furnace manager, a young furnace manager, and I was working in Nottingham or Doncaster or Barnsley, and I went to my boss and said, I'd like to go to this conference tomorrow, and I'll have to leave tonight and stay in a hotel, and I won't be back until the day after. and it's going to cost you 100 and whatever it's going to cost, you'd probably get a no. But if you said there's a short conference called Furnace Solutions I'd like to go to, I can pop into the office first thing at 7 o'clock. I'll leave at 8, arrive for a 9 o'clock start. And he said, and if anything goes wrong, boss, I'm only a telephone call away, and I'll be back in the car and back on site. That makes it an easier prospect for some of these guys to sell to their manager.
Yeah.
So
By
that
the
goes
way,
back full circle to what we were saying earlier, doesn't it? Really, about younger people coming away and joining. Yeah. Could be a win-win. Very good idea.
It could, but we should also consider people coming from further afield, because it is St Helens is closer to the Manchester airport, isn't it? So I think
there is a fast link now across the Pennines, isn't it, to Sheffield?
Okay.
There is.
Train, 1 hour train.
There's a fast one fast train an hour. So
Okay.
there is a slow train as well.
It's about, to get to the Manchester airport from Sheffield is, because there is a fast train, but you have to change at Manchester Piccadilly.
You do.
So it's about an hour and a half or so from the train station at the airport to the train station at Sheffield. But that's not. No, it's not too bad, really. And
also, we're near the M1, aren't we?
By the way, Hanham is just in front of
going further north in the Leeds area, Leeds Bradford Airport.
Can somebody let Wade have his say, please?
Yeah,
because he's at the uni.
Yeah, I just want to say
something.
Yeah, I just want to say, Hanham is just in front of the train station, so it will be very convenient for the people to take the train to there. And it's in the center of the city. There are
to
a
get
lot
a
of
posh hotel, they'd have to go on the outskirts, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a decent hotel like 20 yards from the Hallam building.
Yeah.
So there's the Novotel next to the Winter Gardens.
There is.
Yeah.
So
it's very convenient, I would say. Yeah.
If I'm aware. Sorry, am I muted? No, I was just thinking of the time. But what is our time scale? Have we got time to seriously look at this if we want to, before we need to commit to making a booking for next year? Or
what's the timeline, Kevin, that you?
Well, I think because last year we waited, didn't we, for the rugby fixtures to be finalised to get
because we have the same dates, don't
stadium.
We have the same dates every year.
Yeah.
So I put them dates to the stadium, and they'd not got their fixtures, so they kept making me hang on.
Yeah.
But we were virtually advertising it as their dates anyway.
Yeah. So what we want from Deng is to know when. Oh no, we don't. Well, I guess the lecture theatres aren't occupied in June, are they? Because everybody's doing exams. So I think it's fine. And if they don't want to stay in the student halls of residence, then I don't think there's a restriction. Actually, Christoph.
I can have a look on this after this meeting.
That would be great. And if you could just email us all on the committee, that would be fantastic.
Sure. I'll have a look on this and discuss
I'm
internally.
really sorry. I've got to go and see to my husband now, so I'm going to bow out. But I've really enjoyed meeting you all. And I just want to thank Kevin again for raising this magnificent sum with your team. It was amazing. Thank you very much indeed for all the hard work. And also, everybody says it was a good conference. So, what more can we ask? It's been fantastic of you, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'll say bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Team effort from all concerned. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it might work quite well with the cost of the issues that are going in the glass industry as well. It might be having a lot more options and hotel costs, to be honest, because that hotel is getting more and more expensive. It's ridiculous, to be honest.
It is. It's not it's very local, but it's not the best hotel ever stayed in. And the other thing is, we did have a couple of years.
It don't house as many of us neither.
No,
a lot of people have to go somewhere else because it gets oversubscribed.
It's Haydock, isn't it? The local race course, and if there's racing on at Haydock, as there was, I don't know if it's either 2 or 3 years ago, it was a nightmare trying to get hotel rooms full stop in the area. So yeah. So
a lot more flexibility, I think, potentially.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
you do the Jeff Evans dinner, I don't know. Or if there's an option to do that within Hallam, I don't know. But I'm sure we can solve that problem.
Yeah.
Is there
Okay.
any options? I'm just thinking, looking back to the good old days, where was it we always used to have conferences near north of Sheffield, towards Rotherham?
Hall.
Yeah.
Kerrisworth Hall, isn't it?
Old
Tankersley.
I'm not quite familiar with those areas. Sorry, so I cannot give a suggestion on that. But I think there should be a lot of hotels available in the central city of Sheffield. Daniel, maybe you have some suggestions.
Yeah, I mean, there's at the Park Square roundabout. There's an Ibis Budget. There's an easy, not EasyJet, but an easy hotel. Not far from that, there's the Novotel. I don't think that's very cheap though. That's next to the thingy. There's the Mercure next to St Paul's, or in the St Paul's area next to Peace Gardens. That's very nice. There's probably 5 hotels in walking distance from Sheffield.
From Sheffield, yeah.
Obviously, the other option is University of Sheffield, but we don't have the Sheffield Hallam is much better positioned next to the train station.
Yeah.
I would say. But yeah, I probably need to go as well because we're quite a bit over the.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're well over. Can we just set a date before everybody vanishes? Regulars.
Are you still going to attend the meetings, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so.
Staying on the committee?
Yeah, it's not my intention to leave totally yet anyway.
Yeah, so we're looking at what, September?
My planned retirement is likely to be before the next conference, but
right. So September.
I guess if we're trying to arrange a new chair and a first solutions organizer, and we're talking about changing venue, maybe perhaps we need to have one sooner than September. I don't know.
I think you probably.
Do we really decide to change the venue? No.
Well, I think if you can investigate a couple of things for us, or
sure.
Yeah, there's something to discuss at the next meeting. I think that's.
Yeah, that'd be. I would definitely prepare some information before next meeting. Well, then we can have a discussion on that. Yeah, no problem, Kevin. Yeah.
Well, do you want to do 19th of August then? That's for a week.
19th of August.
I can do that in the afternoon.
Everybody all right with that?
19th of.
Yeah,
it's fine for me. Yeah.
So,
is this time of day the best time of day for meetings now?
Now we've not got our American contingent.
Exactly.
I'm okay with it. I don't know if anybody else.
It's fine for me on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Anybody want an 11 o'clock meeting, or do you want to stick with an afternoon meeting?
Afternoon better for me on Tuesday the 19th.
2:15 again?
Before 2 p.m. maybe?
Pardon?
Before 2 p.m.
My lunch is 1 mile too, so I'm not. You all get on early. I'm not ready for you. If you didn't come on early, it'd be fine. But my lunch is 1 mile too. Me and my dog go walk.
Yeah, it's Christine. It's 2:15, not Aaron. Then
they were later than that when it were Aaron.
We could do 12 till 1 then.
Yeah, and then if we run over, my dog doesn't get a walk.
Okay.
The joys of working from home.
Yeah. Right.
And I want you to know, I keep calling it MTC mine as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sex Nima.
What was that?
Williams.
I've just having a look whilst we're chatting.
Can't see it now. Jump to the list.
Yeah, I think it's the health space.
Oh,
Yes,
there's loads.
that's for the
There's
Sheffield
quite a
Hallam
lot.
University.
I've
Yeah,
seen
I'll look at that.
yeah.
I'll get this meeting in first.
I will have
We should
an
change-
internal discussion, and yeah, we'll find a proper place for this conference for the next year, and yeah, we'll prepare properly before next meeting. Then we can have a discussion on that. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll just as close. I'll get with Angela, as we said, and we'll issue something in asking for a chairperson and give some options or something. I think.
Yeah. I'll send out the Teams meeting then straight after this, so you can populate your calendars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks all. Thanks, Kevin.
Nice
Thanks
to
all.
see you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.